This is Pastor Reed, coming to you from First Baptist Church of Olathe. I'm so glad you're taking the time and the opportunity to watch, to listen to this midweek message. I hope that you are encouraged and that you are blessed through it. I want to talk to you today about a time when I was just recently here that I was humbled. I was humbled by the words of my daughter. I had tried to call her on something, and I had been wrong about the issue. And so she let me know that I was wrong, and it hurt. And I was like, why does this hurt? Why is it that my daughter telling me that I'm wrong about this little insignificant thing hurt? And I realized that part of the reason why it hurts is because in our relationship, I feel like I have to be right. I feel like I have to make the right choices. I feel like I have to use the right words. I feel like I have to be right. But the truth of the matter is that my need to be right in this relationship has caused a feeling of disillusionment and disconnection with my daughter. I think that this is a trap that we can fall into as parents, as leaders, as friends, as people, that we need to be right in order to be righteous. And the truth of the matter is that none of us are right. None of us are always right, regardless of how big of a leadership platform we have or how small of one we have. It doesn't matter whether or not we've had 12 kids and we're on our 12th and we're going to be right all the time with that 12th one, but the truth is that we're not always going to be right. And so as I pondered how that made me feel, I came to my daily devotional today, and it was from Hebrews 3, verses 1 through 6. It says, "Therefore, holy brothers, you who share in heavenly calling, consider Jesus, the apostle and high priest of our confession, who was faithful to him who appointed him, just as Moses also is faithful in all of God's house. For Jesus has been counted worthy of more glory than Moses, as much more glory as the builder of a house has more honor than the house itself. For every house is built by someone, but the builder of all things is God. Now Moses was faithful in all God's house as a servant, to testify to the things that were to be spoken later. But Christ is faithful over God's house as a son, and we are his house, if indeed we hold fast our confidence and our boasting in our hope." The reason why this struck me is because as I've looked at Moses, I've come to recognize that Moses was a pretty flawed individual. He allowed his anger and rage as a youth to kill someone. And then when God appears to him and tells him what his plan is, Moses says, "I'm not a speaker. I can't do it." And so we see Moses as human. He's both an absolutely fantastic leader, and he's also humanly flawed. And so if Moses is humanly flawed, I suppose I could admit that I am too. I hope that you can. And just because we're flawed doesn't mean that we can't be great parents. It doesn't mean that we can't be great friends. It doesn't mean that we can't be great leaders. It means that we're human. And that we get to be grateful and thankful for this truth, that Jesus the Christ, the Sent One of God, is over it all, and he's perfect. While Moses is part of the household, Jesus is seen as the one who has built it. While we as his household are imperfect, he is perfect. Let us place our hope, let us direct people to Jesus, the Sent One of God, who is over it all. Allow him to be perfect, even when we're not. Place your hope in him, not in yourself. Be blessed, be a blessing. Pastor Reed out.